Retired policemen protest poor pension welfare nationwide. Retired police officers stormed the streets nationwide yesterday protesting poor pension and other living conditions. Aside from Abuja, the protests took place simultaneously in Edo, Plateau, Kwara, Taraba, and Cross River states, among others. In Abuja, the retired police personnel who defied the downpour protested at the National Assembly entrance gate, where they were joined by another group of protesters led by the convener of the Revolution Now movement, Omoyele Sowore. The retired police officers demanded particularly the removal of the Nigerian police force from the Contributionary Pension Scheme (CPS). The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, in a swift reaction, however, stated that he was not opposed to the NPF's exit from CPS, adding that the issue of poor retirement benefits is also a concern for serving officers. At the entrance gate of the National Assembly, the protesters sang solidarity songs demanding the removal of the NPF from the CPS, arguing that a situation where an average retired police officer takes home between 14,000 naira and 22,000 naira monthly as pension is unacceptable. The demonstrators, comprising elderly ex-police personnel, held placards and chanted solidarity songs as they stood in the rain, insisting that their welfare and dignity had been neglected for too long. Speaking during the protest, the retired Chief Superintendent of Police, Manuel Lawal, called on the federal government to exit police retirees from the pension scheme, which he described as exploitative and unjust. His words, "We are here to ask the government to remove us from the CPS. The pension scheme is exploitative and unjust. I am 67 years old. Many of us here are in our 60s and 70s. We have served this country faithfully and deserve to retire in dignity. This scheme has impoverished us. It is our right to demand better." Another protester said, "I am receiving 20,000 naira as pension after serving for 35 years. This is the receipt. How can anybody survive this very harsh economy with this, let alone children and family?" The retired ASP also said, "I am receiving 22,000 naira and I was an ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police, before I retired." Yet another retiree said at the protest ground, "I am receiving 18,000 naira. I retired in 2010 and this has been what I have been receiving." Also speaking with Vanguard, the retiree said, "My name is ASP Joshua Abdul. I am from Bauchi State. For 9 months, they didn't pay my pension. Many of our colleagues in Bauchi have died because of lack of money. They were paying them 10,000, 12,000, and me, as a retired ASP, I received 14,000 naira." The retirees, whose protest was peaceful, vowed not to leave the rain until their concerns were addressed by the leadership of the National Assembly. To complement the efforts of the retired police personnel in Abuja, activist Omoyele Sowore led a protest march over poor welfare conditions and poor pensions of Nigerian police. Thank you for listening to